Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole, my pronouns are she and her, and I'm currently based in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish tribes. Today, I'm an artist and educator, and I'm currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for the future, and I'm sharing what I learned for anyone else who might be interested. Today I'm going over my January 2019 budget. Starting with the new year, I'm going to take out the things that come out of my paycheck before it gets to me. So I'll just be dealing with my net income for in every dollar. I will still be recording all of the other things in my Excel spreadsheet that I use. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'm happy to share that as well. But I love that every dollar does this little percentage-based breakdown of your spending categories, and I wanted it to be a little bit more realistic and be able to refer to it to see if I was kind of in the right areas for those things. So I'm going to be doing my net salary. Also, it's just a lot less transactions to deal with. And in January, because my contract for teaching ended in the middle of December. I'm not positive what my paychecks will be like. So I did, to the best of my ability, figure out what I would get paid without teaching for whatever weeks don't include teaching. And then for the holiday, I went on a trip and I used up all of my vacation time, and I used some time without pay. So I'm also going to be getting a paycheck that's lower. My first paycheck of the month will be several $100s lower because I used a few days without pay. And that's because while I do get pretty good vacation allotments, I went and did a artist residency this summer, and so I had to cash out a lot of my vacation time. So I just estimated about $2,300 coming from my full-time job. I estimated my community teaching income for the lowest amount of students. It's coming quickly, so I'm not sure how many folks will sign up this month. Although I've already reached the minimum, it looks like, for next month, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so we'll see what we do this Friday. And then for everything else, I'm leaving it blank except interest income, which has already hit my account, and it was $6.58. I love that. I love that interest income. I can't wait till it's more. All right, so I've also rearranged my budget a little bit, and so I'm going to put giving up top. So you might remember in my goals for 2019, one of them is to give a larger percentage of my income to organizations and resources and people that I support. Right now, I'm coming in at about 1% because I'm having to do bare bones budget this month. I'm just going to do my sort of regular stuff that comes out, and I will begin the 5% minimum beginning in February. I could be wrong about my income, and I could make a little bit more, but when I get down to cat stuff, we'll talk about that. So what I will be doing with my income if I have any additional income beyond what I've estimated. So radical feminism, giving this different names all the time. $20, that's $15 to folks I support on Patreon, and then $5 monthly to the Trans Lifeline. Going down to housing, I am really hoping that my rent will be $550 this month. So of course I've already paid January's rent in December, and so there is a possibility that I will have a housemate. I've made an offer. I've offered the room, so I'm waiting to see what they say for January, which would be awesome because I get some of that money back that I've already paid for rent. But I really need to have a housemate starting in February, so that's what I'm really hoping for. $550 for rent. Electricity, I've already gotten my electricity bill in, so in January it will be $23.43. Mobile phone, I'm estimating that upper number because I was traveling and just been really bad at the data. I think that will get better. And if it doesn't, I'll have to run the numbers and see if it makes sense to move up to the next biggest plan. Internet, as usual, is $79.95. Transportation, I always estimate gas at about 100. My car registration will come out automatically and be in a little savings account for next November. That's $867. Groceries, I allotted $250. That is on the low end for me, so I love buying groceries. But it's a really long month. It's a 5-week month. 5-week month? I don't know. It feels like a really long month. And I was out of town, so like my cupboards and fridge were really empty. So I've already kind of stocked up on stuff. So I think $250, that'll be a good goal for me. Restaurants, that was kind of the leftover, $43.32. I don't think that I need to eat out a lot this month, so we shall see. Household, I've allotted $30, which means I've got $34 in that bank, in that fund. This year, I'm going to begin using a flexible spending account. So what I have signed up for, so flexible spending account, for anyone who doesn't know, is an account that you can sign up so that your money that you would use for medical expenses is taken from your paycheck pre-tax, which is pretty awesome because I go to therapy typically twice a month. I sometimes do see doctors for other things, so I don't have huge medical expenses, but it does add up, those copays. And so getting to get that pre-tax means I'm taxed on less. It means that, at the end of the day, I walk away with a little bit more money. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the way I've decided to do it is because I have allotted $850 that's taken from your paycheck every week of the year, every two paychecks a month of the year. But you actually have access to all $850 immediately. You have a little debit card that you can use. And so I'm going to just put my starting balance of $850 here. And then, I'm not going to add anything to it because you can't do that, but I'll be able to keep track there of what I have used. So I want to make sure to use all of it because unlike a health savings account, it's use it or lose it. So I did kind of lowball it because I didn't want to be in the position where I'm needing to make up stuff. I am pretty healthy. I typically don't need to see the doctor for physical symptoms, but of course it's there if I do. But I don't want to have much left over at the end that I need to, get rid of. Okay, so health, $80. That's for my exercise class that I take. Health at Every Size, body positive class. And kitties, I allotted $100. I'm actually out of food at this very moment. I've ordered some, but I'm probably going to have to go to the vet and pick up a small bag. So I'm glad I allotted a little extra. Moving down to personal spending, I've kind of separated out entertainment, clothing and shoes, and hobbies. And that's just more for me to keep track later when I'm looking back at the year. Right now I just have Hulu coming out at $869, and I don't plan to spend any money on clothing and shoes and hobbies this month since it's a bare bones month, but that'll just be set up for the future. Studio, got nothing coming out of there except for my Google Drive fee. And I have a miscellaneous studio fee of $65, and that was for the meeting that I had with my accountant, and that was actually in December, but I'll be invoiced for it this month. So $65 was for that. That's just to set me up for the new year to go in trying to do responsible things. Okay, going down to insurance and tax, I got my auto insurance, it's the same. My renter's insurance, of course, it's been paid for the year, but $764 will come out and be in a little savings account waiting for when it's due in September. And then taxes, this is if I do any, I'm going to start trying to set aside money for 1099 income, and which I've already sort of not done, so I will do that for the income up there for my class. So what I'm going to start doing is any 1099 income, I'm going to set aside the federal taxes for it, and then maybe I'll just get to keep it all at the end because enough will come out from my job. But as I have more and more 1099s, I just want to make sure that I'm not getting behind. Okay, debt, I'll be paying $300 to my parents. My hope is that starting in February, can up that to the amount that will have me paying them off by the end of the year, but we'll see. Student loans, of course, I'm enrolled in public service loan forgiveness. I pay a income-driven payment amount of $201. It's actually just below that. Retirement, this month I'm keeping my planned amount at $225, and starting in February that should go up to $500 if everything goes according to plan. Sinking funds, I'm not really funding any of them except for the cat sinking fund. So here's the deal. My cat, it seems, needs an ultrasound, which is about $500. So basically this month, anything I have beyond the bare bones is going to go to that. And at the end of and I'm going to schedule it, and I'm going to have this ultrasound as soon as possible, my cat's ultrasound as soon as possible. And if I can cash flow it, great. And if not, then it will just have to come out of my emergency fund, because I'm not willing to like risk her health, you know. Yeah, so not funding any other except clothing and shoes, which I just set to $10. I set it just like my car, or just like my registration and my renter's insurance. I set it as an expense to just go into its own little special bank account, and I'm just trying that out. You know, I don't know. It appears that I buy clothes every year, so just trying a new system out. Yeah, so no more sinking funds. Savings, that money that was for interest is automatically going into my little tiny savings account, which is almost to $20 of just interest, just magically appearing interest money. I love it. Emergency fund, I'm not going to plan to put anything in there. Me fund, nothing's in there, but those are just my just sort of savings accounts. All right, that's everything for January. Tell me how you guys are doing for January. Are you nursing any holiday season hangovers, if you will, financial hangovers? Are you doing a no spend? I guess I'm kind of doing a bit of a no spend in January, although I don't know if I would really call it that. But anyway, how about you? Are you doing a no spend in January? Are you gonna live it up in January? Tell me how you're doing for this month below. All right, have a great day.